Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So this is the second part of timing marriage secrets from the tradition, how we are using that. So just a small recap. The important houses are 7th house in the Navamsha for the first marriage, 2nd house for the second marriage, 9th house for the third marriage, 4th house for the fourth marriage. And from these houses, we are also counting the other houses to get information about the divorce, which is 2nd house from the house of marriage, about the disease or death, which is the 12th house from the house of marriage, and 10th house for the profession from the house of marriage and in the Navamsha. So you can commit mistakes if you are seeing that in Rashi, not in the Navamsha. We need to see that in the Navamsha because this is the independent dynamics of marriage. You may commit mistakes if you are not using the proper dasha. The third possible mistakes can be when you don't have rectified Navamsha. We know that the Navamsha can change from 5 to 15 minutes, so you need to rectify the Navamsha before venturing further. And also you may commit mistakes if the calculation of the marriage is wrong. Sometimes astrology registers something. This was relationship, this wasn't relationship. So also you need to do that, some kind of rectification of the past relationship to ascertain on which relationship you are now. Maybe this is your second relationship, maybe this is your third relationship. So this also needs some kind of correction or calibration and so on. So you need to use the proper dasha, you need to use the Navamsha, you need to know on which relationship you are. All that is there, you will get very accurate results with these methods. So now let's go to the third and fourth marriage of Doris Day. So now the third marriage, very easy to time Venus, Mercury when it started. And Mercury is the 9th lord. Profession of the third spouse, 10th from the house of spouse. So third marriage is the 9th house in the Navamsha. We need to count 10th from the 9th house, which will be the 6th lord. So 6th lord is Jupiter and with Mercury. He was a big film producer and he contributed in a big way to her wealth. We could even say that he built her. And we see how his career life, 10th from 3rd, which is the 6th, is in her 10th house, is in her money, her wealth. And this is the big financial yoga Jupiter Mercury. This Mercury is showing that he was the film producer, and the Jupiter exalted shows that he was the big guy, we could say, and this contributed in a very nice way for her finances. But because of that Parivartana in the Rashi chart, and Mercury is also the 12th lord, Jupiter is the 6th lord, so we have these two Dushtana lords, this also brought her a big financial problem after the death. So the third marriage ended differently. This was not divorce, he died, and therefore we need to see the 12th from the 9th, which is the 8th house. And exactly when it happened was Moon, Venus, two lords of the 8th house. So you can see how exactly this is showing in the chart. By the way, additional tip, see the 12th house in the Rashi chart, see the sign, this is Cancer, and see the Cancer in the Navamsha. These things will be lost in person's life. And there we have Jupiter and Mercury. Mercury is also 2nd and 11th lord for Leo Lagna, so definitely her finances. So therefore, she was put into the big debts after the death of the third spouse. And Mercury is that third spouse. He's the 9th lord. You can see how she lost huge money because of that Vyayamsa position. And Jupiter is also there, which is very tragic because she lost also her only child due to cancer. I think it was the skin cancer. So both Jupiter and Mercury just showing this finances and children's. Now we have the fourth marriage, Barry Camden. Let us see the profession. We know that he was the manager of a dining room in a hotel or hospital. And we can see that we need now to count 10 from the 4th house, because 4th is the 4th spouse. So that is the Lagna. And guess what? Venus, the lord of this sign, is in the Taurus, which is also lorded by the moon. So Taurus and the moon, this is all showing the manager, someone who is feeding others. And the moon is showing the food. And we also see that he was involved in the animal welfare together with Doris Day, because she was very much involved in that. If Rahu is very strongly connected to a person, then the person will be animal lover, will be involved in animal rights movements and so on. And she met him in the Rahu Dasha. So that animal welfare, she was starting to become very much involved in that. And also she met a person who was also helping her and supporting her very much in this case. Now for Rahu, the drishti is very important, the aspect. Because the Rahu has a big desire. So whatever he will aspect, he will activate that. He is in the 8th house in the Navamsha, so will activate the 4th house. Because it is aspecting the 4th by the Graha Drishti. So now we can see how the houses of marriages, 7th house for the first marriage, 2nd house for a second marriage, 9th house for the third marriage, and 4th house for the 4th marriage were exactly activated by dispositor or exact planet, exact lordship, or now the drishti, if we use the properly rectified Navamsha and the proper dasha, the Utpana dasha in this case. Unfortunately, also she divorced this 4th person. We can see how this Rashi chart is quite cruel for her. We see that the Venus and 7th lords, they are afflicted and their relationship is 6-8. Dara Karaka is in 8th house, debilitated with 2 malefics. So there are some quite heavy debts from the past life, which is blocking her long-term marriages. And in Navamsha, we have the whole story, how this will unfold. So the marriage was in Rahu Saturn, and Saturn is the 5th lord. So divorce is always in the 2nd from the specific house of marriage. We remember 4th marriage was 4th house, 2nd from 4th is the 5th. So in this sub-period of the 5th lord Saturn, the divorce has happened. So we can see how all the marriages start and end, how they were activated throughout the dasha, and how we were able to see the profession of the spouse. Additionally, we also have seen how the first marriage was showing this violence, conflicts, and also how the 3rd marriage was leading to her debts and those financial problems because of that 2nd and 8th inauspicious parivartana, which is the Dainya parivartana. Whenever this exchange is involving the Dushtana, the bad house, 6, 8, or 12, this is bad, this is inauspicious, and it's usually showing entering some problem. Okay guys, so that's gonna be it for today. I hope you find this video interesting and informative. I hope if you will go through it many times, because there are many things said, many new techniques from the Sri Acyutananda tradition. I'm sure this will really equip you with the very solid foundation and techniques to time the marriage, and not only marriage, but also the dynamics when the challenging times will come, and also to see the profession of the spouse. And you may expand this by seeing the other houses from the specific house of marriage in the Navamsha. So if you like this video, if you have found any value in it, please hit that thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really brings that video to the other people on this YouTube platform. Join our Discord community. You can find the link in the description. If you would like to have one-on-one consultation with me, analyzing your chart with all the dashas, all the vargas, giving the remedies, and also the advices and timings, then you can hit me up with this email and we can schedule a consultation for you. And if you like to see another video, you are still hungry for more, then please consider watching this one here.